Welcome everyone to another episode of Picks to Watch. In this series, we're going to introduce you to some fun and interesting picks from competitive play and explain how they work and why they work. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at some different picks from all across the globe. Let's start with the LCK, where we've been seeing the mad scientist Singed rear his unique face. Singed has always been a champion that relies on a lot of gold and getting levels as fast as he can. Lane swaps were an effective way to deny him both of these things, making him a risky pick in the past. With that out the window, and tanks making their way into the top lane, some Korean teams have found a use for him. He is mainly picked into Maokai and Poppy, as their wave clear and push isn't strong enough during the early game to stop the madman from going behind your turret and taking all the farm that he wants. Not only is this annoying, but it gets even more annoying with the new stacking Dark Seal build. The increased healing provided by the rings are additive, meaning that you get 25% more from your potions for every ring that you have. Stack that on top of his ultimate, along with a Zarot portal, and you have one crazy split pusher that you'll be chasing for days. He also has a really obnoxious laugh. Like seriously, stop laughing. Moving westward, we head over to the LPL, where they've been trolling around a bit with their picks. Not figuratively, I mean literally trolling. Trundle was a fairly popular pick in the meta during Season 6, but the LPL are finding ways to make him work in the most recent season. Often used as a flex pick, he moves between top and support, mainly being used as a counter to Maokai when top and Tahm Kench when support. You may have started to notice a trend where he prefers to be picked into tanky melee champions. Trundle acts as a bit of a double whammy. Not only can he become incredibly tanky, but he does so by taking away the tankiness from the enemy frontline thanks to his ultimate. This also makes him a fantastic split pusher in the late game. Replace his club with a Blade of the Ruin King and you have a troll that the enemy just cannot ignore. I mean, what more could a troll want? Round things out with his pillar to help slow down juicy targets or disengage from an overstepped fight, and it's easy to see why China likes him, even with his limited success. Looking locally here in Europe, we've been getting acquainted with the friend of the jungle, the tree man thing that has a walk so full of joy, it's hard not to love it. One of the cool things about Ivern is that he has one of the fastest clear speeds in the game thanks to his passive. The trade-off is that his early game is fairly weak and can be easily punished by aggressive junglers such as Lee Sin and Kha'Zix. This means that for teams to pick him, they need pushing lanes to make it difficult for the enemy jungler to invade. It's the mid game, when Ivern can utilize the synergy of Athene's Unholy Grail, Redemption, and Locket, where he creates immense heals, shields, and a giant rock hitting you in the face makes teamfighting against Ivern incredibly difficult. It is important to remember that you need multiple damage threats to compensate for the lack of damage that Ivern brings. Probably a good thing that most supports do more damage than the whole team then. Now we swim across the pond to North America, where they've begun to believe in the heart of the cards, dealing Twisted Fate into their drafts. One of the great things about Twisted Fate is that he can be picked into a variety of compositions, given that he is a safe laner that focuses on farming and scaling. And hey, if things get bad, just leave. Destiny is a great tool for snowballing side lanes and pushing for that first blood tower gold. Now while his teamfighting may not be the best, his pick potential combined with his incredible late game split pushing power certainly make up for it. You have to be careful of assassins such as Echo and LeBlanc. Lady Luck may not be smiling on you if one of these fine chaps catch you as you look to roam. What really made this pick stand out to me was the creative build path by Froggen. Rounding out his build with a rapid fire cannon meant that he had one hell of a stun range, which is great for catching out that unsuspecting target. I think Twisted Fate has a lot of potential in the meta, and I'm excited to see him expand to other regions. I wanted to save the best for last, and to do that, we have to head over to the LMS, where none other than the Dong Master himself made his presence known to bring science and logic to the Rift. That's right, it's Heimerdinger. I have to start off by saying that the Heimerdinger was absolutely destroyed, and it is highly unlikely to appear again in competitive play. Regardless, to uphold the honor of science, I want to highlight some of the potential strengths that Heimerdinger does have. Against tanky top laners, Heimer can actually exert a lot of pressure due to their inability to clear waves and Heimer's turrets. Because of this, he can actually draw a lot of jungle attention top. The secret about Heimer is that when you think it's a 2v1 in your favor, it's actually a 4v2 in his. With good turret placement and good kiting, it's very easy for the mad scientist to turn around these irritating ganks, especially around the level 6 mark. You also can't disregard his potency in teamfighting. You want CC in the form of a grenade? Check. Maybe you've got enough CC and you want a barrage of missiles instead? Check. Maybe you just want a massive death machine to wreak havoc on the enemy team? Well, he's got that too. In the wise words of the genius himself,
If you can't heal him or cure him, you bury him!
That concludes it for this episode of Picks to Watch. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see in future episodes, make sure to hit me up on social media or in the comments section below. With that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.